Now, it may be very hard in the Philippines right now, and in the U.S., people on Main Street are struggling, but not the people on Wall Street. The Standard & Poor's 500 index has climbed 108% since Obama became president, adding more than $10 trillion in equity market value, and 24% just this year. But we need to understand that this is another stock market bubble, and we need to understand that this is not something that is helping people on Main Street. People are still losing their jobs, they're still losing their homes. This is something that is helping Wall Street, and it's a big boom to K Street, to the lobbyists, to the Washington politicians who are getting paid by the big corporations, by the big banks, who are giving a pass on legislation that would have curbed in the abuses that led to the crash in 2008. And we saw earlier this year, back in the spring, we saw that the Stock Act that Congress passed to a lot of fanfare that was going to rein in insider trading in Washington. It was going to provide transparency as to which stocks congressmen and their staff were buying. That was all quietly taken away this spring. And now we see that just 12 days ago, Congress got rid of another piece of legislation that was going to rein in the abuses of prior to 2008 and the last bubble that we saw. As part of the Dodd-Frank bill, they had prohibited only about 10% of the derivative trading that had happened prior to 2008, but now even that is gone. House Bill 922 passed with 70 Democrats and all the Republican congressmen except Walter Jones, John Duncan, and Tom Massey. They all voted to allow the banks to wildly speculate yet again. So Obama is really performing well for his masters. That would be the big banks, the big insurance companies. All those reforms that they talked about, that they bragged about, Dodd-Frank, the Stock Act, all those have been quietly done away with while nobody was looking. And if you think it would have been any different if we would have had McCain, consider the fact that all of the Republicans, except those three that I just named, all the Republicans in the House voted to get rid of the derivatives restrictions. And it was only about 10% of the derivative restrictions that were even put on there by Dodd and Frank. They got rid of even those.
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.